Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are live here from 58 Social, here on Passion for the Pastime. My name is Walter Balsetta, currently working for this guy right here, Greg Silver. We're going to talk some baseball here, live at the patio. You guys can see it. It is me, Greg Silver, and our help over here, Danny. What's up, Danny? Danny, live on the podcast here, Passion for the Pastime. We're going to get into it, man. I mean, we're waiting for Papa. We're waiting for the arrival of Papa, and good to see everybody in here in the YouTube chat. I see Rockin' New Era. I see Otis with that beautiful smile. Love to see Otis every morning.
Happy belated birthday to
Happy
Otis
belated birthday to my guy. Maybe you can give him a shout out on the air. I don't know if you did. Did you give him a shout out on the air a couple days ago?
No, that was dirty work. I'm overdue. I'll make it happen.
You got to give Otis a birthday shout out, man. I don't know if it's a dirty 30 for Otis. We got to find out. We got to find out all that stuff in the YouTube chat really quickly. AJ Cruz, I see you in here as well. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a fun day at the ballpark. We got everything set up. We were delayed a little bit, and I say we, really me, because Silver was just sitting here on his ass, not really doing anything. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I vouched for that. Yeah,
he was helping me out. But we had to get everything set up. We had to get everything ready to go at 58 Social. As you can see, we got the backdrop, courtesy of Danny, our promotions assistant over there. I remember the grind when I was doing the promotions set up years ago, when I was doing it for Marty and Cope's Weekends in the Park back in 2019, bro. That we're talking 6 years.
Anything pre-COVID is a lifetime ago.
It really, I mean, did life really exist pre-COVID? I mean, that's really once COVID happened. I mean, you don't really remember anything before that.
Yeah, I mean, I was a child pre-COVID, and now I'm still acting like a child, but supposed to be an adult.
I was in the chat first, Walter. Look, we got everybody doing the great Papa. You guys missed it. Behind the scenes stuff. We do the connection. We're talking to Tony Farias over there, young Tony in the studio, and we were just having a Papa off. Me, Silver, Tony. I think Curly was getting in there. I heard him getting a little chuckle in there. It was a fun time, man. It was a fun time. So we're gonna have a good time out here at 58 Social. It's a beautiful day. It's a little warm. Or is it just me? Because I was, putting up the set, getting everything ready for 10 o'clock.
No, I think it's a little warm, especially when you consider any night game at Oracle like these last three. Once you hit fifth inning or so, it really starts to cool off.
Oh yeah.
Every little breeze seems to be a 15-degree wind chill and everything. So no, I'm feeling really good out here, even though got a little clouds in the sky. I see a little bit of blue though. It's a beautiful Oracle Park day.
Well, when I first got here, when I took BART in and I got off in Embarcadero, I saw the clouds in the sky and I was like, dude, we brought Daly City to 3rd and King. I'm like, what are we doing here? But it looks like a beautiful day. It looks like it's gonna be a nice day. Maybe we get some home runs. Matt Chapman. Let's get into last night, bro. Shout out Mike Holler, who picked Matt Chapman 4th. Matt Chapman fell to 4th. That is the current state of the San Francisco Giants with their power numbers right now. Matt Chapman dropped to 4th in the dong pool. And shout out to Mike Holler. He collected and got the party started Matt Chapman got the party started for the Giants bats last night.
Well, normally I wouldn't be celebrating a Mike Holler victory of any kind, but I think more importantly, we were all rooting for a dong because Jack Loader has been so adamant that no dongs is the proper pick to be having.
Yeah.
And I was going to the game last night, so I'm like, well, I can't pick a no dong. I went Jung Hoo Lee with the, I think, 6th pick, and I thought that was a pretty solid pick. He went with a couple of doubles, and it was huge. But no, Matt Chapman, homer number 11. And look, I got to give some credit, though, to Patrick Bailey, of all people.
Oh, dude.
Because
of all people,
he has been swinging the bat considerably better here as of late. And I'm not expecting Patrick Bailey to be some kind of offensive powerhouse, offensive juggernaut for this team. But if Patrick Bailey can give you competence at the plate as a way of justifying the Gold Glove defense that he's been giving you and is capable of, it's a very different conversation than if Patrick Bailey is hitting like a pitcher in an era where both leagues have a DH now. So for him to knock in Daniel freaking Johnson as the first run of the game, down 5-0.
Vallejo's own Daniel Johnson.
I mean, talk about something that was not even bingo card eligible.
Yeah, man. No, it's really incredible. And then, I mean, you see what Patrick Bailey did last night and got the bats going a little bit, got that double and hit in Daniel Johnson. But, you know, again, I've said it on the podcast. I know you said it on air, Papa and Silver 10-2. He essentially, you don't care about Patrick Bailey because of the defense that he provides, right? I think Buster Posey feels that way. I think majority of the fan base feels that way. But why it's so amplified right now is because everyone else is not hitting in the lineup. So it makes it a little bit frustrating, right? So it
also, I would say you do care when it's bad enough, right? If we're talking below 200, like Patrick Bailey is giving you for most of the year, then it's a problem.
But I mean, I hear you. But because he brings the Gold Glove defense, I'm willing to overlook it if everyone else in the lineup is hitting.
That's a fair point. And the whole bottom half of the lineup, even when the Giants, before they hit this bad spell, was really rough. And then it got to a point where everybody not named Elliot Ramos was in an all-time funk.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Sorry, I was reading the YouTube chat because we're having a good time here. We got 405 West in here. He comes in and says, "Can we get a G Papa come on and give us? It's time for a Bloodies, mofo.
Orange Bloodies.
We probably will. It depends how close I can take this up to 10 o'clock. Honestly, it's 9:28 right now. We're gonna get into the Giants game. I do have a little bit more set up to kind of go over because I got to get the speakers ready. I got to get the speakers ready for the audience. Barbara, Mary Jane. 2 people, by the way, not Mary and Jane. I did not know that they were one. I thought it was one person the first time that I met them a couple of years ago. Mary and Jane. Barbara's going to be out here as well shortly, so we got to get the speakers up for them. Maybe I'll let you give your diatribe on the Giants while I do that.
Oh boy!
But Daniel Johnson, man. I mean, I don't want to take too many of your takes away from the show, which is going to be on 10-2. Obviously, you guys can see us out at the patio. Got to set up the stream, by the way, for us. We'll get that going here in a little bit. So we'll probably take it up to 45. We might not see Papa. Maybe I'll keep it on in the background. We'll have to decide how we want to go about that. But Daniel Johnson, even Dominic Smith, man, made a nice grab at first base. Just the additions to this Giants team, they really I think they injected a little bit of life and maybe, you know, the moves yesterday, it did wake up this Giants team.
I think it has to. And it's funny because I actually would have forgiven Daniel Johnson or Dominic Smith if neither one of them contributed offensively. Now, I will say this on Daniel Johnson, and it was great that he had the 2 hits. It was great that he had the stolen base, right? That is going to jump off the stat sheet. But really, I go back to something Zach Bayruti told us yesterday when we had him on, because I said, Zach, I got to be honest with you. Don't really know much about Daniel Johnson.
Tell us about him, yeah.
Just like, who is this guy?
Who is he? Yeah. I had people texting me yesterday, bro. He was like, hey, who's Daniel Johnson? I have no clue, bro. I have no idea.
I grew up with a guy named Daniel Johnson that I played some youth sports with, and my family was like, we're not talking about the same guy, are we?
Did he go by DJ?
Not go by DJ.
Oh, that's the best nickname. It's right there, DJ.
He's a white guy.
Oh, come on. Well, okay. Well, not Daniel Johnson. Anyway, go ahead. You're Daniel Johnson, not the Daniel Johnson last night.
The Daniel Johnson of last night was what I was impressed by was what Zach Bayruti told us, which is he is not a liability in the outfield. And I'm thinking, that's cool to hear, but we're also talking about playing outfield in Oracle Park, which is different than Sutter Health Park. We're talking about the night winds, and I know Yaz is a very frustrating player for a lot of fans, especially as of late. He plays right field really, really well defensively, and it goes back to the whole Patrick Bailey discussion and when Matt Chapman's not hitting. But for Daniel Johnson to thrive in the outfield and not just hold his own, but go above and beyond and make some game-saving plays, particularly that one in the ninth, and I was sitting out in center field, so I got a great view of the run to it.
Yeah.
That was what really stuck out to me is like, okay, I'm glad that he was kind of that offensive spark plug that the team needed and everything, but he wasn't going to score 5 runs on his own. He still won the game by the Giants' way of pitching and defense. He's not going to contribute like that offensively every single time, but the fact that he was able to play right field in Oracle Park to that degree and not just make the ordinary plays, but make the spectacular plays. That was what stuck out to me the most.
I mean, the level of difficulty, you hit it there right on the head. Playing right field at Oracle Park, and he came in here and played it like he's been playing it his entire life. I mean, that ball that he grabbed in the gap, that was easily could have been a triple if it gets over his head, right? And that could have changed the entire outcome of this Giants game. We're not talking about potentially splitting the series this morning. We could be talking about the Giants trying to avoid a sweep. You know what I mean? So he's not a defensive liability. I think that's a huge thing when you look to these additions for the Giants at this current juncture of the season. When you look at Daniel Johnson and you see how he played last night, and it's one game, you don't want to over-exaggerate, but does that put Yaz on notice?
I think everyone's put on notice right now. I just talked about Patrick Bailey swinging the bat. Sam Huff just got DFA'd, and they're not going to DFA Patrick Bailey.
Right.
But you get the point in the sense that I think everybody's put on notice right now. And you could see, and it's not for lack of trying.
Notice,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude,
I'm on notice too. Yeah.
I'm like, I got to brush up my diamond notes a little bit better.
I think about Pat H and Wes put on notice as well. I mean, Jesus, man.
I don't get to put on notice.
Yeah.
I am the notice.
I am the notice. I notify everyone.
But yes, I think Mike Yastrzemski is put on notice, as is just about every player that can contribute offensively. And if we talk about the Elliot Ramos at bat, the one that tied the game with the double, I'm thinking, one out. If you can at least get a sac fly here, then what are we doing here? Because that is the one guy in the lineup as of late you actually would want in that situation, bases loaded. Willie Adames wasn't able to score on the Fitzgerald single because Tatis was so close to catching it that he couldn't afford to just start running around third and risk the double play. So it makes sense why the bases were stalled. But for Ramos to get that double and the game to get tied, and then who was it? Lee had the sac fly to send Fitz home. And then do it for good. Now we're talking about, okay, this looks more like the Giants baseball of April, where they could make some comebacks, they could be opportunistic, and then at least have the backbone of the team in the bullpen. Get it done. Shout out to Randy freaking Rodriguez.
Dude, oh my God. All right, so that's a great pivot point for this next part of the conversation. Randy Rodriguez, I mean, you know me, I have been harping on Randy Rodriguez for quite some time. I mean, the last time we walked out together at 58 Battery, or 58 Battery, 750 Battery, 58 Social, that's where we are. 750 Battery, when we walked out of there, I was telling you, I was like, dude, Randy Rodriguez is a guy. Like, he needs to be the closer of the future. I think that he's going to be the closer of the future. And that's why when I was looking at Camilo Doval and everything that was happening with him and why he was kept on this roster, and you look at Ryan Walker and he had his issues, I think that when you look to Camilo Doval, you gotta look to trade him this trade deadline, man. I mean, Randy Rodriguez is that guy. And if last night wasn't a prove it scenario, I mean, he's done it time and time and again. He's by far the best reliever on this team.
He's my favorite arm in the bullpen. As soon as he came in, I was sitting out in center field with a group of some friends, and I said, "Oh, I'm not worried anymore." I go, "I love Randy. He's a dude, and he has been a dude." And I know something that Papa will bring up, which is a fair point, is that he's given up his share of inherited runners this year. But guess what? No one's going to have perfect outings in the game of baseball. So I'm not going to turn on Camilo Doval for having a blown save after he went 21 and a third scoreless innings.
Yeah.
But the reason I like your trade Doval discussion is not because, oh, he just had a blown save, he can't do this. No, this is baseball. We're not going to freak out over one outing.
No, absolutely not, yeah.
The reason I like the discussion is because, he's in a way better frame of mind than he was last year when he lost the closer role. So now there's an argument to be made of that value is high and you know you have an option. But it's funny that you're talking about Randy Rodriguez as the future closer last week when we were moving out. The guy had never had a career save until last night. But I think he showed he's very capable of being that guy.
Yeah, no, 100%. Randy Rodriguez last night, he looked incredible. He's looked incredible all year. I don't know if there's going to be a change at some point this year. He might be, is he the number 2 behind Camilo Doval currently at this point? Is he the number 3 behind Ryan Walker? Like, they're going to still give Ryan Walker that opportunity. It's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how that back end of the bullpen forms out, because it is ever changing. I mean, that's the evolution of baseball, right? Through 162, things change, rotations change, lineups change, the bullpen changes. But you just hope that you have effective guys in every single part of those aspects for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, so because Ryan Walker came in the Miami series in that Randy Rodriguez, Spencer Bivens kind of fireman like role and did well, I can see a reality in which maybe there is some sort of role flipping where Randy Rodriguez is another later inning guy and possibly a second option for a closer if Camilo is unavailable on a given night, because Ryan Walker did show and has to continue to show consistently that he can do sort of what Randy Rodriguez was doing and come in these high leverage situations with runners on base, which to Ryan Walker's credit, not what he was asked to do really over the last calendar year.
Yeah.
And then came in and it made those adjustments quickly. But yeah, I think he is struggling in the closer role for whatever reason as of late. The slider, it's got great movement, but just moving a little bit too much off the plate. And even some of the outs he's getting, it's just hard contact, and it's not the Tyler Rogers kind of soft contact or the Randy Rodriguez kind of no contact.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting, man, to see how all that unfolds. Really quickly, I'm going to set up some more stuff for the 10 o'clock show. So you can get ready or you can interact with these guys. I don't even think that matters, but yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and interact with these guys. Everybody, Otis, rocking new era. I think Wes said he's going to come back for the Gregs a little bit later. We got Pat H in here in the YouTube chat as well. So really quickly, I'll give you what to harp on a little bit just to think about for today's game, right? Because last night was incredible. I mean, they scored 6 runs for the first time since May 16th. That was a Friday night game, the fireworks game against the Oakland Athletics I'm sorry, not the Oakland, the Athletics.
The Oaklamento.
It just rolls off the tongue when you say Oakland Athletics. But the game, May 16th, that was the last time the fireworks. They scored 9, and they haven't even been close. They scored 6 last night. So the offense hopefully has taken a turn for the better going into today's game, which is the final game of this series, right? Game 4, Giants have the opportunity to split the series, right? And I mean, that's a really good outcome, how the series started. So you go and look at Dylan Cease, who's on the mound for the Padres. He has had a rough go of it this year. So he is you're able to jump on him a little bit. And then you got Robbie Ray, who is the National League pitcher of the month. Went in there. What was it? I think he had like 45 Ks and like 39 innings pitched in the month of May, and an ERA sub 1.5. I think it was like 1.38. Yeah. So Robbie Ray, I mean, what are you looking forward to in this pitching matchup today? I'm gonna go set up some stuff. You guys interact with my guy Greg Silver. Get him ready for Giants baseball. 10 o'clock. Greg Silver, Greg Papa here live from PA Social. If you are going to be out here, come by and say hello. It's going to be a fun time. So I'm going to finish and set up the rest of this setup here. Go ahead, talk about today's matchup. I'll be right back.
I mean, first of all, taking over for Passion for the Pastime is way higher pressure than having to host any KNBR show solo, going back to my very first sports phone last year. But no, I mean, today I thought we were going to be having a very different conversation, if I'm being honest with you all, just in the sense that it was going to be avoiding a sweep. You let the first 2 slip away in extra innings fashion. We got all into it on the show the last couple of days. Now it's a different tone, and Robbie Ray is on the mound. He's 7-1, and it's hilarious because that one loss was that great outing that he had in Miami this last weekend when he got the 0 run support as part of the 3 shutout over 8-day period. So we got a lot of factors to get into today. And if you're not coming to the yard, well, stay tuned for Diamond Notes. And not just any Diamond Notes, the award-winning Diamond Notes. Dylan Cease has struggled this year. He did get his lone win in a day game when they took on the Guardians back in April 2nd. But he has posted a 5.68 ERA in 6 starts on the road. The former Cy Young runner-up has kind of struggled on the mound. What I will say, though, he's got a great slider that he uses about half the time, and he's got one of the best chase rates. That's an area where the Giants have been problematic as of late. Now, they got it going a little bit last night, which was nice, but Dylan Cease, the type of pitcher that can really struggle here. So I'll give you a little tease on the Diamond Notes already. We talk about X Factor as one of the sponsors, and I really think today's X Factor is somebody like a Willy Adames, which is crazy because why is your X Factor a guy signed to that contract? Well, Willy Adames is not the only one struggling, but he is the one who's making the record-setting contract of $182 million over 7 years. Went 0 for 3 last night. The season average dropped to 203. The OPS just 613, and he hasn't done well in Dylan Cease versus his career, which is not a big surprise given the way that Adames has struggled to kind of chase outside the zone and low. But it's not just the offense with him. The defense has got to pick it up. for Willie. And I think you could live with some of the errors if he was being the kind of player that was hitting 32 bombs last year, or even a little bit shy of that. But the offense has fallen off a ledge, and defensively just had his 10th error last night. And I don't want to harp on Willie Adames too much because he's not the only one struggling again. But even some of these routine plays at short off of ground balls, it looks like he takes a second to gather. He's got a great arm, but just kind of the whole process is a little bit slow to where a play you think is routine ends up being kind of a close call there at first base. And so that's the one I'm really looking at today as kind of an X factor for he could be the measuring stick of if the Giants can split this series versus not. Now, you're going to need Robbie Ray to be some version of Robbie Ray that we've seen as of late. I mean, NL pitcher of the month. It was him and Chris Bubich. And of course, we know Bubich because he destroyed the Giants when they were out in Minnesota. Yeah, no, we talk all about the boobs here. So, thank you. Yeah, it was right there for the taking. But Ray, just about as good as any other pitcher across Major League Baseball. And the changeup has been a new weapon for him. I think the changeup we're even seeing with Landon Roop has been a newfound weapon. And then last night with Kyle Harrison, I know he left with that left elbow contusion, but kind of one of the criticisms and fair question marks at this stage in his career. I'm not saying he's not a starter down the line, but right now, I don't know if I trust Kyle Harrison in a starting role. I know Justin Verlander has not been his sharpest, but he also hasn't been the kind of pitcher that is deserving of 0 wins on the year either. And Harrison has to get a little bit more.
He could have won 4.
Yeah, I mean, Verlander could have 4 wins right now, and I think we're talking 2 would be like normal. Yeah. It's just getting at least those. So, yeah, I mean, as far as Kyle Harrison last night, look, the Padres lineup, that's a whole bunch of good hitters, but Harrison, he's got the fastball, the velocity's back up, that's great. I just need to see a little bit more variety out of him, and obviously hope his elbow's okay. It didn't sound like it was anything too serious, and we'll get the update on Justin Verlander as he's starting to throw more bullpen sessions here. But, yeah, that was not an encouraging sign. However, for the Giants to go and get that win on the night when the pitching didn't show up for them just shows you how ridiculous baseball is, because when Chapman hit that homer and it got to 5-3, Walter, I was literally saying, like, they wasted the night to get 3. They wasted it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, no, they definitely wasted the night to get 3 and hit a homer. We thought that it was going to be all for nothing, right? We thought it was going to be all for nothing thing.
Barbara!
We got Barbara showing up on the patio.
Finally, you're out here.
Hey, we're twinning.
I know. It's been a while. We are live here on a stream, Barbara.
This is Passion for the Pastime podcast.
That's my podcast that I do now because I'm not on the weekends anymore. But this is Barbara, everyone. Say hi to Barbara.
Hi.
Yep.
We're so happy to be here. You guys, you missed last time.
We did miss last
That's
time.
because
Yep.
you went to 49ers.
Yeah, we were doing the draft show. So.
And then we had the move of the office and just kept finding reasons to not come. I don't think we came here since I was telling Walter. I think it was the Mike Yastrzemski walk-off game.
I think
It's
so.
ridiculous.
It's been a while. It's been a
So
while.
you guys were talking about it yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, Mark, the guy that you sent the text to that says you're coming.
Yes.
So if you're not here, then we go into Gotham. And so we have reservations. And so I said to Jane, all right, let's make sure they're coming and then cancel the reservation.
See, that's a pro move right there.
Yeah.
And I confirmed. I was like, it's happening.
Well, but
Can't cancel.
You were talking about it yesterday.
Yes.
And the last thing I heard was they have Jameson and we're having double Bloody Mary.
Yeah. We'll be ready for it. I mean, we should be out here. I mean, as long as there's no conflicts with like 49ers or anything or not OTAs.
Training
camp.
Yeah.
We should be good for the next couple.
When's the next one? The next one
Is it when they come?
When they play the Guardians?
Yes.
Is that when they play the Guardians?
It's the 26th.
A Wednesday?
I
think-
Thursday. Yeah,
3 weeks from
and
today.
It's my birthday, so I'm having a little party up at Gotham.
Your birthday's the 26th?
Yeah. So
Okay.
We won't be here on the 26th.
All right. Well, we'll give you a birthday shout out, 100%.
Okay, but I don't want to. Don't tell him. So then he can say, "Well, you can't rag at me."
You're right.
All right.
All right, Barbara.
Hey, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad that you guys are here.
It's good to be back. We're 1-0 in the Barbara Mary Jane era.
Yes.
So
Yes.
And Mary was going to have to work today. So she wasn't going to be here. Mary,
Yeah, of course.
she wasn't going to be here. So I was really disappointed. And so she took a vacation day to be here.
Okay.
So we're in full force.
She's getting a shout out then. I mean, she's getting a shout out regardless, but she's
100%,
getting an extra
100%.
shout out.
Extra shout out. Yes.
All right, we are connected now on the YouTube stream. All right, that was Barb. No, I don't think she's the Barb from the YouTube channel. I think it's
so.
someone completely different. But all right, well, we had that conversation with Barb. We always love to see her coming out here. Good time. Let me share my camera real quick. Not with you guys. I'm still working for KMBR currently at the moment. But going to turn on the camera so they should see us. It should be operating. I think we're gonna actually wrap this thing up really quick. 9:48. Don't see Papa anywhere. He's probably gonna be coming in here in the next couple of minutes. But I hope you guys had a lot of fun here on the multiverse of Barbara. Yeah, dude. Well, good call, Rocket. No, it was definitely a fun time here at the patio. Something different, right? I was telling everybody. Because I don't know if you noticed, I was driving in and doing my podcast.
Yeah.
Right, and then I did my podcast in the studio. Obviously, now we've done it in 3 different locations. We've been in the car, we've been at the home studio, and we've been on 58 Social. Actually, four different locations because I was doing it on Levi's Landing over there early in the season. I was doing it, so that's 4 different locations. All I'm saying is that Passion for the Pastime can pop up anywhere, anytime, any place.
Dare I say you're trying to become the greatest show in America?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's self-explanatory. I am the greatest show in America, especially with you on here. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
I don't know if I help that at all, but hey, that's okay. I mean, we do add a Gregcellent flavor to it.
A Gregcellent flavor, yeah.
We'll get the other one out here at some point, ideally in the next 12 minutes.
You know what? Yeah. He is notorious. He'll be here in 10 minutes and 55 seconds. That's when he'll be here, ready to go, ready to rock, ready for the takes. So looking forward to that. Papa and Silver, 10 o'clock. We'll take you all the way up to pregame, which is 11:45.
Don't stream when you're in the bathroom.
Hey, you know what? I do spend a lot of my time, a lot of good thinking time in there. I text you from the bathroom. He can vouch for that.
That's probably where Walter's whip around for the week comes from. Yeah,
that's where all of the ideas. Oh, look, I see the mofo walking up right now in the puffer jacket. He's coming over here. I'll stall for a little bit just for him to say hello, but he might get delayed by the Barbaras and Mary Jane. But look at him with the stunner shades. He's looking really. The hair is flowing right now. The hair is flowing. Got to let him know that we're on the stream so he doesn't say anything too crazy. But yeah, no, we can stream from the bathroom. I might stream from the hot tub, bro. I might do it from the hot tub. That's a move right there.
I think it's a requirement.
It's a requirement. Will you join me in the hot tub? Will Papa join me in the hot tub?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're gonna have 2 Gregs in a hot tub.
There you go.
All right. That's what the stream's gonna be called.
2 Gregs, 1 tub.
All right. So I'm gonna get on out of here. Passion for the piss tie. Oh, dude, these guys always come up with crazy passion things. Greg is coming in here really quickly. What's up, Greg? I'm on the stream right now. Say what's up to everybody.
How are you? Are we on the stream now?
No, yeah. I'm
going to the bathroom.
He's gonna go to the bathroom. You guys want me to go follow Papa? Anyways, all right, guys. You guys have a good one. It was fun from 58 Social. We got to get the Papa tab going. Yeah.
Fuck out of my chair.
I'm coming. I'm getting out of your chair. Did you guys hear that? That's incredible. That's what I get with Papa every single day. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. Hopefully the Giants get a victory tonight. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a good time. If you're at the ballpark, hit me up. I'm going to be roaming around here with Greg Silver, probably with Marcus Waterboy Boucher. Yeah. Maybe Tony Young Tone is gonna come by as well. Better. It's going to be a fun time. Good vibes. Good vibes here at 58 Social. Good vibes at 3rd and King. It's going to be a fun one. So everybody, thank you all for stopping by and talking baseball with us. Won't be doing a show tomorrow, but hey, I did that. I said that yesterday and I said that the day before. We've done 4 days in succession. But I am not planning on doing it tomorrow. I'm not planning on it, but should it happen, make sure to set your notifications, hit the like button, and share it with the fans. Share it with your friends, your family. Share it with everybody because it's a fun time here on the podcast. I hope you guys had a good one. It was a great conversation with you. More on this guy with Papa. I got to get out of his shirt before he comes back and he's going to kick my ass. 10 o'clock, 10 to about 11:45 for the Greg. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. And as always, go Giants.